So first of all, congratulations on the new album, Last of Our Kind. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yes, very. It's got like a classic darkness elements to it, but it's also quite different from your previous albums.
Yeah, it's a triumph. My brother produced it.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice to sort of have something that's conceived and taken to its conclusion and then released on our own label, and everything has just been us. You know, I think it's a pure document that sort of reflects where we're at, and I think that's what albums should be. You know, documents that
Was
like
there any
diary entries almost. You know, so it shows you where a band is at creatively. And
so what were some of the themes you guys explored in the new album?
the usual stuff, really. Vikings, Moorish invaders that are just the same as Vikings but from a different part of the world. Brutality, pillaging.
The typical stuff, right?
Yeah, usual stuff. Love making, both consensual and Viking style.
Okay.
Sarah,
Sarah, is she a real person?
she's a distillation of several different real people,
Okay.
all of whom I know intimately.
Okay.
She shares a name with my wife, actually, but unfortunately my wife is not Irish, and she there are some sort of things in the lyrics of that which sort of are a bit negative, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So those things aren't relating to my actual wife, of course, because I love her and she's wonderful. And yeah, so in a way, there's sort of elements of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this Dan's first role as a producer?
Well, I think Dan's always sort of been very hands-on, particularly when we've worked in the past with sort of big-name producers. He's always been there to sort of glean tricks and tips and learn from the masters like Bob Ezrin and Roy Thomas Baker that we've been with before, and he's always had a lot of input, but this time it was truly his.
You guys recently introduced a new drummer into the band, Rufus, who is the son of Roger Taylor from Queen. So what's it like? Just explain what you might benefit maybe from someone bringing that kind of experience or legacy into the band.
Well, for a kick-off, you don't have to worry about somebody not adapting to the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And he behaves like a rock star. He looks like a rock star. He's been brought up around proper rock stars, and I was a little bit worried that he'd sort of be used to a slightly more glamorous level of touring to what The Darkness actually does, you know, which is fairly robust, I suppose. But he's actually cut his teeth with the musical, the Queen musical, and projects like that, where he's actually
We Will Rock You, right? He was part of.
Yeah, I think he's done that, and which means that he's had to pay for his own accommodations and things like that, and he's definitely sort of not spoilt.
Right.
Which, you know, it would be easy to expect somebody with that upbringing to be spoilt by the experience, but he's not like that at all. He's really down to earth and really one of us, you know.
Well, speaking of touring, when we speak to a lot of UK bands, they all say there's quite a difference between the audiences in Britain and in Europe compared to over here in North America. Do you guys find that?
To be honest, I find vast differences between the various places in even mainland Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're different everywhere, really. And in fact, you can even say that in North America, from city to city, it changes.
Yeah.
And the longer you do it, the more you sort of appreciate the differences and realise.
Do you guys ever cater your performance for a specific city or country or?
Yeah, I mean, when we played in Mexico, for example, I definitely went in hard on the broader kind of less kind of Englishisms and less sort of Englishy in jokes that I would normally do for a UK audience, because the cultural references would just be lost on a Mexican audience, and we want to build our business there. So it was more like, we love you guys, you know. It was much more sort of just wanted to show them that we appreciated being there, as opposed to trying to sort of sneak in some stuff, you know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
But the actual performance was the same.
Going back to your first album, Permission to Land, massive worldwide success. I remember hearing Oasis once say that they hated playing anything from What's the Story, Morning Glory, because they were just, everyone wanted to hear it, they were bored of it, sick of it. Do you ever find that with Permission to Land?
No, I suppose it's, I don't know why, but it must be the nature of the material, but I just love it. I love singing it. It's really at the top of my range, you know, it's really hard to do, but it's worthwhile. It's rewarding.
It's an awesome album.
Thanks. And when you hear, like, whenever we play things like Growing on Me and you hear everybody singing it back to you, it's quite
reap those rewards then.
Definitely. I mean, because the nature of it is that the riff happens and then there's a load of space and some singing, and to hear them singing back to you is just powerful, you know, it keeps you going.
So you're in a band with your brother, so I'm curious to know, growing up in the Hawkins home, what albums were always on the record machine?
Well, Queen, jazz.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the LPs, really, the glorious vinyl era.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously when CDs came along, it was all Dire Straits and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because it was, you know, our sort of record collection was curated by our father, who was very much into sort of classic rock, and it was things like Fleetwood Mac, Rumours, of course, a lot of Bob Dylan, Cat Stevens, lots of Queen.
Well, you can kind of tell from Darkness Music that you get there's a influence from Queen for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie Mercury style. And
yeah. Well, I love all the voices of Queen. I mean, there's 3 guys in that band who sang really beautifully in completely different ways.
And
you know.
Even still.
Yeah, and I think that that's what we're trying to sort of cultivate an era of the Darkness where it's not just me singing.
Right.
You know, I think it's time for Dan to do a song. I mean, Frankie sang one on my last album, and it's really popular with our fans. And once he starts doing it live, it'll bring the house.
Can we do covers?
Yeah. You know what? My next question was, what's your favorite Darkness song to play live, and your favorite cover song to play live?
Favorite Darkness song to play live is probably Growing on Me. No, I don't know actually. It's probably one of the new ones now. I really enjoy doing Mudslide.
Okay.
You know, like.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity to dance around, and the groove's good, so I can really express myself physically, you know.
Yeah.
I think Barbarian's good for me as well. Anything where I've got to scream a bit, and some of the song I don't have to have a guitar on, so I can, you know, connect with the audience a bit more. Those are my favourites really. The Barbarian, Giving Up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
What about cover song?
Cover song. Well, we used to do a cover of a Jim Diamond song called "Should Have Known Better."
Okay.
Remember that song?
Yeah.
Should have known better. Lie the one as beautiful as you. And then you choose one guy in the audience and look him right in
What if he looks back at you that way?
Then we move on.
All right, so that brings me, on that note, we'll wrap it up with our last question. And that was related to actually the last time you guys were here. 2013, I was here on the Hotcakes tour. I was shooting it, actually. And, I mean,
somebody
you guys
asked me when we were last here. I couldn't remember if it was 12 or 13.
I think it was 2013.
Makes
I think it was
sense,
2013.
Yeah. I thought it was probably
for Hotcakes. And I was here shooting it. And you were rocking the leotard, the striped leotard. And you guys are known for your high energy performance. And you took a swan dive off the top of the balcony into the crowd. So first of all, what the heck were you thinking? And
it became a tradition, actually. On that whole tour, I was doing it all over the place. I am today because we did it in I did it in where was it now? Detroit, at the St Andrews Hall. I got 2 injuries here and here, and I think from people trying to catch me, just you know, just an innocent impact wound. And I hurt myself in Chicago once as well. I landed on a barrier. I think I broke a rib or cracked a rib or something.
So that being said, what can we expect from you guys today?
Just the same old stuff, really. I mean, I don't know if I'll do that jump. It really depends on the moment. I mean, I got into a thing where I was doing it because I had to, you know.
Okay.
I don't want to have that really. People aren't paying to come and see me jump off a balcony. You know, I mean, it's a bit of fun if it works out. If it's good, you know. And also, it was I noticed that there was a thing on the bottom of the balcony that made it easy to get up there.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's there today.
Okay.
There's like a bracket which held a TV or something. So I don't know if I'll be able to get up there this time, but we'll see.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Likewise. Real nice to meet you.